Hi everyone, my name is Alex. Today I'm going to be trying the Supergoop Dew Screen Hydrating Primer SPF 50. This product retails for $38. This is the next new Supergoop sunscreen launch, and I'm a little excited. I have tried some Supergoop formulas that have worked well for me. I've tried some that didn't work so well. This is a steep price point for a sunscreen. I always comment on that because it's the one skincare step that you have to be consistent with and use it frequently. So $38 is a pretty big price point. Supergoop has been known for making their sunscreens a little bit more expensive, but sometimes they have been worth it. I'm wanting to test that out to see how it works for my skin and what I notice with it. This product is vegan, cruelty-free, fragrance-free, alcohol-free, and comes in recyclable packaging. They utilize the standard American chemical-based filters in this: Avobenzone, Octisalate, Octocrylene, and Homosalate. To check out the full ingredients, you can click the link in the description to go to their website. Also left the full ingredients in the description as well. Big things we're going to be looking for include: how does this product feel? How does it reapply? And do I feel like it is worth that steep price tag? I also want to see what finish it leaves, given it is a dewy sunscreen. As for anything else, I'm continuing to do check-ins, so I will see you all in the next check-in. I'm here to give you all a quick check-in, also my first impression with this product. Assuming with the polyglutamic acid complex in here, I'm hoping it will be a little bit more of a moisturizing sunscreen. Also, given the name Dew Screen, I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit more moisturizing. I'm in natural light. I have a lot more natural light at my new place, so I'm excited to share that with you all. It is an all-white sunscreen, but since it is a chemical filter, I'm assuming it's not going to leave too bad of a white cast. That is really dewy. It doesn't feel heavy. I was worried about it feeling too greasy with the name, but it definitely is a very light internal way to hydrate the skin because it's not leaving too heavy of a finish. Wow, I am impressed. I guess given the title primer, it also acts as a lightweight way to prime your skin for whatever you follow with it. I'm gonna use a 1/4 teaspoon like I do with all of my sunscreen reviews. See how lightweight this is. It doesn't smell the best, but I would rather it smell like this than have a fragrance because it could cause sensitivity. This feels really nice going on the face. It doesn't feel heavy. Gonna test for under eye stinging as well. I've noticed that with some Supergoop sunscreens that I've experienced some sensitivity around my eyes. It is a chemical filter sunscreen. It's been hit or miss with me on whether I experience that with sunscreens or not. So just keep that in mind. This review is coming from the perspective of someone who's been hit or miss with eye stinging. It feels really nice. Very refreshing, kind of lightweight. It does leave a little bit of a cast though. Having to work it into my skin a little bit more, which is interesting for a chemical formulation. Yeah, it's like not going down much. It is leaving a little bit more, which maybe I've been using Korean sunscreens recently, and those filters are always gonna be undefeated, I can't lie. It does give a nice dewy finish. The white cast is kind of calming down. To work it into the skin a little bit more though. I'm so programmed for Korean sunscreens, but honestly, it's not a bad option. It definitely is a little bit more dewy, a little bit more hydrating. My thing is, I'm not saying anything at the moment that's making this product stand out from some of my other favorite dewy American chemical-based sunscreens that are a better price point. So I will keep you posted on that. I will be continuing to use it, seeing if it works for my skin, and then I'll check in again. I'm back to give you all my final thoughts on this product. This sunscreen was defined by a quality that I didn't enjoy, which was immense eye stinging after applying. It was something that hit me way later in the day. I'm personally someone who wears contacts, and I've had sensitivity in my eyes before, but rarely to a chemical sunscreen. It's something I've heard a lot of people talking about, but like I said said earlier, I've been hit or miss with eye stinging with chemical formulations, and this one caused some of the worst eye stinging I have ever experienced. On top of that, the price point was already hurting this product with how much I felt like I was going to go through it and use it. It is just not something I'm willing to pay as much for with this sunscreen, especially when I know of a better alternative. I personally feel like eye stinging is something that is a personalized experience, kind of like acne, and so I can recommend you a product that didn't cause eye stinging for me, at least with more continued use. At first, I experienced just a little bit, but not bad. Nothing compared to this. Bioma's Ultra Light Sunscreen is one of my go-to chemical sunscreen recommendations if you're wanting a really affordable yet dewy option. One thing I enjoyed about the Supergoop sunscreen was how lightweight it was, yet how dewy of a finish it gave the skin. I feel like it perfectly defined itself as a dewy sunscreen. It didn't translate with how heavy the finish was, which I personally really enjoyed. Ultimately though, I stopped using it fairly soon after the last check-in just because the eye stinging was so bad. Got to a point where I had to take my contacts out. My eyes were really red when I went to bed. Tried to use it the next day and can confirm it was this product. I don't know why this product specifically caused that. I've used Supergoop sunscreens before that didn't cause that, but that is just what happened with this product. Sadly, I'm not able to use it. I wasn't able to test if it worked for my acne prone skin, but at that rate, even if it did, I didn't really care. It has a simple ingredient list attached to it, but the Bioma does as well. And I feel like the Bioma Ultra Light Sunscreen is the way to go because the lightweight ability that the Supergoop has translated through the Bioma. It's a fraction of the price point, better in terms of sensitivity around my eyes, and left a similar, more dewy finish that was still lightweight. The Supergoop also was a little bit thicker and left a slight cast, even though it is a chemical formula and it did blend down pretty fast. I had to work it into my skin more than I usually do with chemical formulas, which may be because it is a more moisturizing sunscreen, but either way, I did not enjoy this product. Price point alone, that was already something I was not enjoying going into this review. Sunscreen is one of those steps in the routine that you have to be consistent and continuously reapply with, and when you're paying $38, it just feels like you're wasting a lot of money when there are more budget-friendly options on the market. It's rare that I find a need to invest in a sunscreen like this. I always try to see the silver lining in a product. This is just one of those products I really cannot because of the eye stinging and the bad experience that I personally had with it. So personally, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend at least trying the Bioma. I know Anua also has a zero cast sunscreen that utilizes American filters like this and also is water resistant. This felt thick like a water resistant sunscreen, but to my knowledge, it is not one. And it had a lightweight hydrating feel, but in terms of how thick it was on the skin and how I had to blend it in, it was very reminiscent of water resistant sunscreens. I'm not a fan of the feel of those, and this was kind of giving the same energy as a water resistant sunscreen. I just wouldn't recommend it. I think that's pretty clear at this point. It's not something that I personally enjoy. Not to say you won't enjoy it. I would just personally recommend trying some more budget-friendly options first, and then maybe going to this product if those don't work for you, but this would be a last resort for me. Personally, not something I'm going to be reinvesting in. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe because I post new videos every week, and I will see you all in the next review.